Hi fighters, how you doing? Travis here from Carter Capital, helping you fight for your financial freedom throughout the Forex market. Today is Monday. Happy holidays to you. And I want to go ahead and start by talking about this video. And it's really based off of the 50-30-20 rule. And what I mean by that is this. Every trade that you end up taking is based off of three different things. 50% of your trades and your plans are going to end up being correct, which means that you're going to end up picking the best direction for the actual market, for the actual pair, and being able to have a great position of being able to get in. Your plan is 50% of whatever trade that you end up placing in. So if you end up getting it at a high price, if you end up having a set plan and it actually ends up placing you at a good position, then you have a high chance of being able to make a pretty substantial profit on it. Now, there's some things that can be able to happen which will end up pushing you out of the market. But once again, if you end up getting 50% of it done correctly, just based off of the planning and just based off of the direction and being able to pick out where the market is actually going, then you'll end up putting yourself into a better position. Now, once you end up having the plan and you actually end up triggering that trade, 30% of it is mental, which means that you can be able to be in the best position ever, but if you outthink yourself within that trade, you can end up losing money on a trade that can end up being very substantial for you. However, if you end up overthinking yourself and you end up saying that your plan is so good that once it gives you signs that it's time to get out of the trade, then it could cost you some pips from there. So 30% of every trade that you end up doing is very mental. And the one biggest thing that you end up doing, or one biggest thing that you have to do, especially as a swing trader, is this. It probably may be good to stay away from the computer. Let the trade play out. Come back to it 3 times out of the day. Let's say look at it at 9 o'clock, which is the Asian session. If you're able to get up in the morning to take a look at it right around 2 to 3 o'clock to be able to see what's going on in the London session, that may be well. And then after that, wait until about 8 o'clock to be able to take a look at it again. Or better yet, just look at it during your lunchtime and then get a gauge about what's happening from a swing trader's perspective. Now, from a day trader's perspective, remember, you're going in and out of the trade very quickly. So you have to be able to monitor the trade, or you have to be able to have set parameters on certain alerts and things that you set up to be able to make sure that you can manage that trade within that time. But the biggest thing that you have to do is make sure that you end up having your mental capacity correct on each and every trade that you end up taking, because if you don't have that correct, then it could lead to future losses. The last thing is 20% is luck. Now, let's go back to it. We end up saying that 50% was basically being able to pick out the direction. Well, in any market, you can be able to make money even if you're picking the wrong direction. And it may end up being very slight, or it may end up being very well for you, just based off of what's going on with economic news and everything else that's being pushed back from it. So 20% of every trade is actually luck. But the one thing that you want to make sure is that 80% of each and every trade that you end up taking, which comes down to your emotions and comes down to your actual planning, is actually correct. Now, I hope I provided value for you in this video. I know it's very short. The one thing that I actually wanted to get out was that we actually end up finishing up the website, and the website is actually running up and now. It's cartercapital.com. I'm very happy for that. I'm very happy that it's going to end up being up, and it's going to end up being the one-stop shop for everything that we end up doing. Remember, Playing Your Trade TV is actually happening every Sunday at 4 p.m. We're doing it on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Most of the videos are actually showing up very well on YouTube Live, and I end up sending them over to Instagram, IGTV, and every other social media platform that we have. Also, the Precision Entry course is out. If you're interested in it, please make sure that you end up sending me an email and a link in the description below, so you can be able to get set up for private courses and be able to have a free Forex webinar, so you can be able to see what we're all about here at Carter Capital. But until then, like always, plan your trade, trade your plan. Y'all have a good one.